for today's Vibe Call, we have, one of the most special episodes. May I say that? How are you, Sensei, my partner in crime here?
Yeah, lovely to be here. I think today we have a very special guest that, in my opinion, needs no introduction. Everyone knows who we are talking about. So maybe let's hear it from him,
Yeah,
and let's kick things off.
you said it, you said it. We have here with us Cool Times 2000. How are you, man? Excited to have you here.
Let's go!
That's what I wanted to hear. Let's go.
Vibe Call, Austin, Sensei, the Say fam in the. By the way, we've got some Chads in the crowd right now. Shout out to my guy Brainy in the crowd right now. This guy's a legend. I've been following this guy on Twitter. Haven't been able to get him on the Say show, but he's listening in the crowd right now. So we got some mega Chads listening right now. Shout out to all of you guys. Hello.
Yeah, man, we have the community here with us, all Saiyans here supporting. So huge shout out to the 40 people here in the audience. Brainy, we have Anastasia here, we have Nvendu, we have who else? We have Ina here, a lot of familiar faces. But yeah, man, like I'm just really excited to have you here, Cool Times. I really wanted to talk to you in the Vibe Call. It's actually the first time that we are bringing in a content creator to the Vibe Call, so you're making history here with us.
That's all we do. I'd say we just, whether it's at ETH Denver this week or whether it's in this Discord, we just make history. This community.
Yeah, man. Are you in ETH Denver right now?
No, ETH Denver for me. No, okay. I'm chilling out, hanging out, having a good time here at home, and I think next week really hope to kind of unpack everything that happened at ETH Denver on my Twitter Spaces show, and I'm sure you guys will be hearing a lot in this Discord too. But super excited to hear how Jay's keynote went and in the brunch, and so no, not there, but eagerly looking forward to hearing how everything went.
For sure. I'm gonna be sending you some alpha for you to share in your space as well for next week. So stay tuned, guys, because there's gonna be some alpha for the Say Show next week. So yeah, let's kick things off. We usually start with a weekly recap, but we're gonna change the structure today, and let's just start talking about you, Cool Times. Like, I think that, as Sensei said, like, you need no introduction here. Probably, I'm sure that all of you guys heard about Cool Times, and all of you at least have been to at least one Say show before. But if you want to kick it off with a quick intro about yourself, who you are, and like, who are you actually? Yeah.
Yeah, good question. Who is Cool Times? Back in March of 2021, started buying NFTs very early. And, the best thing to do is when you're early to something and you have conviction, put the pedal to the floor, start creating content, start, doing the research, start meeting people. And that's what I did just generally for NFTs in 2021, to the point where I started my own YouTube channel. And in 2021, when everybody was searching, like, what are NFTs and stuff like that on YouTube, I was one of the first people that a lot of people saw. So I was really early on content creation on YouTube. That kind of funneled into my Twitter, and I'd just been hanging out, trading, NFTs, crypto for the last couple of years and creating content. And then I would say, in December, almost around Christmas time, just like many other people, kind of caught the Say bug. And just like how it was with early Ethereum NFTs in 2021, I was like, man, it's fast, it's cheap. Seems like cool, like people like Beanie and Llama and Shan, like a bunch of people are talking about it. I'm like, I'm going to dedicate at least this next week to just all out Say. Literally hitting up everybody in Say. By the way, if you haven't gotten a DM from me yet, send me a DM if you're in the Say community, because I've been trying to connect with as many people as possible. And yeah, started the Twitter Spaces show after that kind of week. It felt like things were still going well, and we did this thing called the Say Show, and it's been going well, and got some great guests, and that's kind of the little story for me.
Yeah, man, it was amazing actually, because like I remember when you started with the Say Show. I joined, I think that to the first Say Show, and then I think that I sent you a DM, because when I joined to the first Say Show, like I instantly saw that actually the whole community was really, really supporting you, and when I saw that, I said, okay, like there's something in here. This guy has something special, and like you actually, man, like. Let me tell you straight away, you became the biggest Say Show that is up right now in Twitter, in the whole Say community. So congrats for that. But yeah, it was amazing to see these type of initiatives coming in, and you are a pioneer here. So yeah, it's really, really good to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I don't really deserve too much credit. I mean, I've been doing Twitter Spaces for a while, and excuse me, really, it's just the Say community. Yeah, sorry about that. It's the Say community. I was doing Twitter Spaces last year where we get 50 people listening at once, 100 people listening at once. I mean, we've had Say shows recently where 300, 400 people are listening.
Yeah, man.
So it's just about Say, and I'm just, it's just a test. Everyone listening, if there's one person out there who's like, I want to create content, it's still very early for Say. Like, it's me and a couple other people who are really going hard on Say. When you think of Solana and you think of Ethereum and you think of one of one art, there are so many people creating content on it. So just leverage the community like I have. I mean, I'm not special. It's just, the Say community is crazy, and if you create content, they will come.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I think that you bring an amazing energy to the whole ecosystem and to the whole Say community as well. So because of that, I wanted to ask you, like, how do you stay motivated and basically creative to keep producing this like content daily? Because like, for those who don't know, you're doing Say shows daily, right?
Yeah, almost daily. It's like no Say show today. So basically Monday through Thursday. Here's the thing with me, and since I've been doing Web3 content, literally since like early 2021, so I'm going on 3 years. Like it'd be hard pressed to find anyone who's done content in Web3 longer than me. I am the OG of Web3 content. So I think I actually can give great advice on how to keep the motivation up, because there have been a lot of people who came and went. And I've had peaks and valleys of, oh, Cool Times is really popular. Oh, Cool Times is irrelevant. No one cares. Oh, Say, all these different things. It's just about stretching the energy out. It's really easy early on to get excited. And I remember with the Say show, the first like couple of shows I did with the Say show, you wouldn't believe how many people in my DMs hitting me up. Hey, can I co-host? Hey, can I do this with you? Hey, let me do a market report. Those DMs don't come. Yesterday when I did the Say show, I don't think I got any DMs after of being people like, oh, let me come on as speaker. Let me do. It's all very exciting at the beginning. If you want to create content, if you want to host Twitter Spaces, if you just want to do, some great people. Austin obviously does a great report, but kind of the daily update report, we got people like Akash, we got people like Star Platinum. It's really fun and exciting to be like, I'm going to start doing, content. But it's really hard when you're several months in to keep doing it.
Exactly, because you have to do it. Like it's easy to say it, but it's difficult if you want to keep doing it consistently, right? Because you should find the content first. You have to write it up. You have to create it. You have to do everything, all that stuff. And like most of the people on X right now get bored by just doing it 1 week after they start. So, like, I just wanted to ask you. You said that you started 3 years ago. So, what were the challenges that did you face initially when you just started? Because I think that there are probably many people here that are starting creating content, and not just for Say, but creating content in general. So, probably you may help them saying, okay, go this way, go that way, you know?
Great question, Austin. And thanks again for having me on here. I remember from like when I started posting YouTube videos, I think it was like June or July of 2021. For all of 2021, I would get like 50 views on a video. You know, I'd get like 1 comment, 2 comments. And I posted a video every single day. I posted a YouTube. I worked a job. I was working 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day. And every morning I woke up, I recorded a video, and then at night I'd edit it, and then I'd schedule the release for the next morning. And while I was doing that over like 100 something videos in a row, I was getting no views, no comments, no one cared. And then what happened was in like January, after like 6 months of not getting any love, things just blew up. NFTs got really big and people were going on YouTube. And I remember in 1 month, I got 10,000 subscribers. And 1 month on Twitter, I might have literally gotten like 30,000 followers on Twitter. So my whole thing is like, you're going to create content and not get any appreciation at all for a while. But with something like Say, especially where I personally believe that there is a massive bull market coming and we're already kind of in that bull market, but there's going to be so much attention for Say, just like there was for Solana, that at some point there's going to be a floodgate that opens up where if you're creating content on Say, there could be weeks where you're only getting 5 likes, 10 likes, or only a couple people listening to your Twitter space. But I truly believe that this year there's going to be a huge floodgate that opens up where there will be people who are just like me who get 10,000 followers in like 1 month because so many new participants are looking into something like Say.
Yeah, that is so true. And I think that it all can be resumed to like consistency and faith on what you do, because like you need to keep it up like every day, creating content consistently, no matter the likes, no matter the retweets and everything, and having faith on what you do actually, because like you I think that you have to believe on the value that you're giving to people, because I think that it's not creating content but also giving value to the community as well. Here we have a huge community of Sayans, and like a lot of people here and listen to what you cool things share, right? So it's a huge responsibility as well as a content creator, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And always important to support other people, you know? So when you're creating content, don't create it in a vacuum. Reach out to other people. Hit up the Austins of the world. Hit up tons of great people.
Yeah, for sure. And like in terms of measuring the success you get as a content creator, how do you measure that? Because like I think that of course we have the numbers and we have metrics and everything, which is important, and we all love to see numbers going up. But in terms of like personal success as a content creator, how do you measure that?
I mean, I would love to give you the real fancy numbers and money and all that stuff. But I mean, personally, like I just shouted out this dude Brainy who's listening in here right now, and like him, and I know Devil K is listening. There legends. Are certain fucking literally legends. Like there are Say content creators right now who might not have like pierced the mainstream bubble of crypto just yet, but you know, if you're getting acknowledged and reached out to by people, you're doing well. Like people really respect and value your opinion. You know, like I keep mentioning this guy Brainy who's listening right now because like I literally look at his tweets like every day, and I try to get him on the Say show. He's like, I'm on a business trip right now, but when he tweets, I'm very keyed in. And if somebody were to say to me, "Hey, who should I follow in the space?" I'd be like, you could follow somebody like Cool Times, but me, I don't really have the alpha. The alpha really is the people who only have a couple thousand followers.
Yeah, that is completely true. The community is always the alpha for sure. And a huge shout out to Brainy. He's one of our cornels. So huge shout out to him and all of our cornels. I see a couple of you guys here, Dombly here, Anastasia. So huge shout out to you guys. And also, like you said, Devil K. Devil K is actually part of our team right now. He joined the team, I think that 1-2 weeks ago. We have him here. So Devil K, how are you today?
Hey guys, how you doing? What's up, Austin, Sensei? Cool Times, my man. What's up?
Legend.
Well, yeah, the legend. Yeah, he's part of the growth team. So yeah, really excited to have him here and also to have the pleasure to work with him as well. Great guy, great person. So yeah, really excited for that. So yeah, I don't know, Devil K, if you want to add something here, feel free.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just wanted
Yeah.
to say it's a cool time. It's I remember when I got onboarded. It was almost 2 weeks ago. I see this guy being super active within the Say Eco even before joining the team, and he immediately reached out in my DMs, inviting me to his show. So I mean, you man are a legend. It's like you're a legend, and I think it's really important to have that kind of person within your eco, especially here on Say. Connecting with so many guys and girls, obviously. I think it made me, my job got a bit easier after the show because I got so many DMs, connecting with so many people. And you said it here, Austin, we have a lot of colonels that are super active. Brainy, obviously. I see Anastasia here. We have Don Billy, King Ball, and BDU, a lot of faces I know already. And I keep, making contacts every day. And, I'm super bullish and safe.
Yeah, love to hear that. So yeah, it's great to see, like, because in just a couple months, I think that we have created a kind of like a monster, because like the Say community right now, it's just like amazing. The level of support that is in this community, it's just great. I just remember when I joined to your first to a couple of Say spaces. I remember that the level of support in there was just like insane. And then Cool Times, you started doing your Say show, and it was like everything just happened. Like I think that Cool Times, you joined actually at the best time of the community, because it was when all the NFT pump was just taking place in the Say ecosystem. So I think that you joined the right time, man. So yeah, I just wanted to keep it up with the conversation. So like I just wanted to know from you, Cool Times, as a content creator, what role do you see that content creators are playing in the growth for the Say community and the Say eco in general? Because I think that it's one of the key pillars of the Say eco right now.
Yeah, people want content. When you have Say on your balance sheet, when you have anything on your balance sheet, any crypto, Ethereum, Solana, you usually want to track that. And some people will want to track that a little bit more closely than others. But, crypto is going to be the, biggest asset class of the future. And, just like, here in America, we turn on MSNBC. And people listen to this guy, Jim Cramer, just get everything wrong. And it's hilarious. So people like tracking things on a daily basis. So I'm really thankful that there's people in the Say ecosystem right now who are getting the headlines out. That's the most important thing. Like, we want to get the headlines out. Pallet Exchange offered fee rebates for the next week. I tweeted about that yesterday. I don't get paid by Pallet Exchange or anything. I just tweeted that out because that's a headline that, one, people are interested in, and two, for people who are not involved in Say, that's something that they can read about and say, oh, okay, they're building. So as a content creator, you want to feed the people who have Say on their balance sheet and are really interested in it. And then you also want to create really memorable headlines. You know, people on Twitter are good. You know, people like Aaron Sage or Star Platinum. I'm trying to think of some other people who are just tweeting out things every day on Say, because there's so much happening, and creating great headlines that people in the Say ecosystem really like, and then people outside of it are seeing and saying, wow, okay, cool, maybe I should do more research on this. So you've got kind of a two-pronged effort if you're a content creator. You got to feed your fan base, and then you got to win over more people.
That's true. And we have also here Ben Say, who's also a legend of the Say community as well. And he's one of our cornels as well. And he has been like recording every event and like uploading that to YouTube. So that's also like, I think that in terms of content creator, like I'm not a content creator, but in terms of like content creation, it's not just to be focused on what's trending right now, which is Twitter. I think that, yeah, of course, Twitter is the main social media for crypto right now, but expanding your horizons to like other platforms like YouTube as well, as you just said that you started Cool Times. It's just like there are many other options to keep creating content and keeping it up. So yeah, it's just great to see the community expanding and the community creating content as well. So Sensei, I just wanted to ask you, do you have anything to add here? You have been a bit shy today.
No, not at all. It's been a pleasure listening to Cool Times, and I can definitely relate to the struggles of creating content and not getting the results one is expecting. I kind of like, whenever my advice to people, not only for like content creation, for anything new that you're trying to pursue, is be consistent, get feedback, improve anything that you think you can improve. Eventually, like, you will get a breakthrough, and I think this is more likely to happen in Web3 than in Web2, for instance. Like, people are very quick to notice at individuals who are actually doing great stuff. So you might be like not getting the spotlight you deserve, but at some point someone will notice you, or you yourself will come across new opportunities that will give you the breakthrough you're looking for. So I really respect the consistency, the passion you have for what you do, because if you wouldn't have the passion, like, I'm pretty sure the consistency would die down pretty quickly. So huge respect for that. And I mean, it's very easy to say that someone like Cool Times is now such a notable person in the ecosystem without really knowing how hard it has been to get here.
Yeah, that is so true. I think that is so true. And like, talking about that, Cool Times, like, how did you find your niche to start creating content? Because like, if you started 3 years ago, crypto was not what it is right now, right? So how did you find your niche and started creating content around that?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. I mean, a lot of people want to create content, but content is a very general, vast word. So really, you want to create content on something very specific. So like, when I started creating content, it was just NFTs, which in early 2021, I mean, people were talking about Top Shot and there was buzz about CryptoPunks. But when I bought my first NFTs and started like getting active on Bored Ape Yacht Club didn't even exist. Like, no one that hadn't even been teased yet. So I was super early to NFTs in general. Meanwhile, if you're listening right now, you're super early to Say. And I know like you guys are probably like, oh, well, he's on a Say show. He's pumping this up. I'm not employed by Say. I'm not on the Say team. I don't know if someone misspoke, or I'm not involved with Say. Just literally think that this is the greatest accelerator for wealth and for content creation this year. This is the Solana of this cycle. So pick your niche, and even go even nichier. You know, if you think, oh, Say is too big, just be the guy who covers Say NFTs, or be the person who just covers Sayans really well. Get a PFP of a project and just cover that one project really well. Be as niche and as sharp as possible with it. For me, like last year, it was the bear market, and I was like, I'm just going to focus on tweeting about doodles. I'm going to focus about tweeting about creeps and Web3 gaming. I'm going to focus on these 3 buckets, and I'm going to let other people, everyone else can talk about Bitcoin. Everyone else can talk about crypto. Let them do their thing. You focus on what your specialty is, because you shouldn't be going into content creation like, I want to create content. You should be like, I like these things, and I want to amplify it through content.
Yeah, that's right. I think that content creation in general is a very broad term. And even if you say like, okay, I'm going to start creating content about the Say eco. The Say eco is huge because you have NFTs, you have DeFi, you have like a ton of things to write about. So if you focus on just one thing and you focus on just one bucket, you will basically start targeting like a very, very small group of people. But your chances of getting viral, it's, I think, that bigger if you start like small and then start expanding to like a broader audiences. So we have 37 people here in the audience. So I wanted to open up the stage for the community to ask you questions. Cool Times, does that sounds good to you?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know.
For sure.
Like, probably no one's going to want to come up. I feel like that happens to me. That happens to me. I do that sometimes on my Twitter Spaces show, where I'm like, come on, we'll take questions. No one requests up. So I get it.
Well,
most people are like multitasking and stuff. So, I mean, sure, if someone wants to. Or if you don't want to speak, just type something in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. We have the chat here. So... And we have the first question here from Dogwiz. So my question for Cool Times is, how did he become such a chat? Okay. Do you have an answer for that? Okay, and we have Crypto Boy here with us. So Crypto Boy, he's one of our moderators. Crypto Boy, how are you?
Hey,
GM, you here with
GM.
us? Hello, GM, man. How are you?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Am I clear now? Oh,
yeah, we can hear you.
Great.
Okay.
Shout out to Cool Time. So Cool Time. Yeah, Cool Times. This is Brown Hawks DG here. So I've actually got 2 accounts that I'm operating on Twitter, like switching in between, trying to push some content here. Yeah, so I've actually been following your spaces, and it's been great. That prior to you starting, we also started something small, but yeah, since you were like somebody who had yet found out about Say, I wanted to give out all the support. So yeah, congratulations, and we appreciate the kind of influence you've had over the past months since your initiative, and it's been great. I must say, people love to be on your show, and we hope you continue until the end of time. So this one was just a shout out to Cool Times for all the amazing work he's been doing.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You're such a legend. Such a legend here with us, Crypto Boy. Thank you, man.
Yeah, Brown Hawks, what the hell, man? You haven't. It's been like 2 weeks since you came into the Say show, bro. Like, what? You don't like me anymore? You're just bearish on Say, or what's? You're not bullish on content creators?
Oh, no. I've always been bullish. I've always been bullish about Say. You know, now I think I would say the time frame is actually causing some of these changes. So mostly I'm covering around these times when the spaces is ongoing. So I'm mostly around the community trying to help people, navigate around. Yeah, but hopefully next week I'm going to be on your show. Yeah, so we are going to crash it. So be looking forward to meeting me there next week.
Bro, you have been crushing it already, rocking that same merch that you just got. Like, I saw a couple pictures of you on Twitter rocking that same merch that looks really, really good on you. I already told you this. I'm still waiting for my merch, but I don't think that it will look as well as looks on you, man. So let's keep it with the other person here. We have King Ball. So King Ball, how are you?
Yeah, I think lots of people have been saying that. So
But
Yo, Austin, Cool Times, Devil
Hello.
K. Say, what's going on, guys? How we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Keeping things moving. First off, just love all you guys. Love the Say team. Appreciate everything you guys have been doing for all of us. Really empowering all of us to kind of do what we're doing. But yeah, question for Cool Times, you can definitely answer, and Sensei, you too, but this is for more of the Say team, I guess. I'm obviously a lot more focused on NFTs, as far as being in that ecosystem and now kind of being a part of a project. So I can kind of have my head on really focus on one side of, a very large pie. So I guess as we're in the end game for V2 coming, what do you guys feel like the network, the ecosystem needs more of, apart from more liquidity and more people? What do you feel like is still missing that we can still do now before V2 kicks in, that kind of can encapsulate the system better, create more of a community, really kind of build things up before we kind of hit nuclear when V2 goes live?
Yeah, that is actually a very, very good question, King Ball. So I'm gonna answer that from a community perspective. I think that from a community perspective, what's needed right now, it's more educational content out there. That's what I think we're needing right now. More educational content, not just on Twitter, but more people creating educational content for the community to get onboarded, and also to other users from other blockchains to get onboarded to B2. I know that the getting onboarded on Say, it's pretty straightforward, but I think that right now the focus is on NFTs and not that much on other part of the ecosystem, which would be like DeFi, for example. So I think that what's needed for mainnet is more educational content about the ecosystem in general and not just about NFTs. Don't know if that answers your question.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, most definitely.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, Devil, Sensei, Cool Times, anything you guys have to say on that?
Yeah, I kind of second what Austin says. We have already a very vibrant NFT community. There's a ton of projects building on Say. It's a good way to bootstrap community in general, like NFT communities, meme coins. They're precisely meant for this. I think we definitely can expect a lot more growth with interoperability. So right now we are, as part of V1, we are kind of alienated from many ecosystems. So hopefully, as we approach V2, we should be able not only to pull liquidity and make ease of use when it comes to working with other chains, but at the same time also getting synergies from their communities. I think that would be really helpful in kickstarting the next leg of growth in the ecosystem. And apart from that, I also think it's now time for Sei to explore more experimental development. So I think we covered this yesterday. We are now, well, Sei is kind of collaborating for a special standard for NFTs with Omni, where we are like finding ways to contribute to the Ethereum ecosystem and coming up with new ideas on how we should like further leverage things like NFTs. So I think being more aligned as well from a research point of view, coming up with new frameworks with the Ethereum ecosystem is definitely going to help, because when you're working to make the EVM better, it's not only for Sei, it's for every other network that's using the EVM. So I think there'll definitely be more of that, and that in turn will like be looping in more growth to our ecosystem.
Yeah, that was a great answer, Sensei, and thank you, King Ball, for your question, and thank you for jumping into the stage. So, Cool Times, I know that you have to drop in a couple minutes, so I wanted to ask you this question we've had from Anastasia. Can you explain three key factors that are crucial for increasing engagement on Twitter? What's important, what's not only content itself?
Right. So how to increase Twitter engagement, how to get your content out there more. It's a really good question, right? That's what everybody wants to know. All right, I'll break it down for you guys.
The cheat code.
Yeah, no, I'll break it down for you guys. I've actually done this. Like when I started, I had I think I had 300 followers, like 300 like random normie followers on my account. So now I've got like 57,000 or something. So I know how to do this. Let me help you guys out. First thing you do, engage. Meet people, you know? When Austin tweets out his, daily reports, engage and maybe offer something of value back. The idea, this is very simple, like stuff. This is not groundbreaking stuff, but like I just saw Star Platinum, a Sei content creator, just tagged me in their tweet about all the things that are going on in Sei today. I should respond to that. I should tweet and I should respond to that. And I should be interacting with anyone who's interacting with me. And it's not just like GM back. Like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when people are doing threads and doing content or Twitter spaces, interact with them. You've got to be a part of the mix. You've got to be a part of the conversation and add something. So that's number one. Number two is figure out who are the best people to know in the ecosystem. Maybe it's not actually the best thing to do is hit up Cool Times. I have a lot of followers. Maybe hit up Heathen, my co-host on the Sei Show. He's on a ton of calls every day. So you want to pinpoint, you want to interact with as many people as possible who are talking about the things that you want to be talking about. So I want to create Sei content. I'm interacting. I'm responding to every single post about Sei. Like, truthfully, I do this. Like, I've been a little bit lazy recently, but all of January, I would type in every day. I'd go onto the Twitter search bar. I just type in Sei. I type in Sei V2, Sei EVM. I'm not really even looking for people who are talking about like Sei NFTs. I'm just looking for people who are big brains. Like, that's how I came across Brainy, who's in the crowd right now. Again, I've shouted him out like 10 times. That's like an immediate follow. Like, I'd be interacting with him, trying to get on calls with him. So those are the two types of things. Interact, respond, but then also network on the back end. And then the third thing is the cheapest, realist answer you're going to get, which is if you actually want to get more followers, if you want more engagement, you have to have something people want. Truthfully, how did all these people get followers on, crypto Twitter? It's usually because of giveaways or whitelist or follow this person to do this or something like that. So, truthfully, get involved with different projects. If you really want to be like a quote unquote influencer, host some whitelist giveaways, get involved, become a community manager. You know, I'll tell a story real quick before I go. You might have heard this guy. His name is Ash Robin. He's a content creator over on Ethereum, a friend of mine. He literally really only got his start. He was the community manager of a project called Crypto Bats that was really big. And because he was kind of the community guy for a really hyped upcoming project, he got a lot of followers. Everyone was trying to connect with him. All the influencers wanted whitelist spots. So you have to have something people want. So work for a project, work for Saiyans, work for an upcoming project, work for a top influencer or something like that. You just need to have something people want, and that'll get you followers and engagement and reach. And that's all I can really say.
Man, that was an amazing answer. Here, Dogwiz did the breakdown of all you said. So if you guys didn't take notes, you have it in the chat. But yeah, Cool Times, like, it was a pleasure to have you here with us. It's a pleasure to have the chance to talk to you. Great guy, great content creator. I already told you this, but I love what you do. You do it really, really well. You have very, very well deserved all the success you've got for the Say Show. Yeah, it's great to have people like you in the community.
Before I go, I just want to offer this to anybody listening. One, if you want to do audio, hit me up. I'd love to have more speakers on my Twitter Spaces show. And then if you're somebody who wants to do text, you just want to tweet, info, DM me on Twitter. Send me your tweets. If you have good tweets that are offering value and Say, send them to me. I will respond, I'll reply. Willing to help everybody out.
Love to hear that. That's just amazing. So guys, here you go. If you're a content writer, if you're an audio guy, just hit Cool Times up, and you probably have the chance to work with this amazing person. So yeah, man, like, anything else you want to add before you go?
Thank you to Austin. Thank you to Sensei. Thank you to everyone listening. You guys are super early. We all are. And yeah, let's, I'm just here along for the ride. Really, it's the whole Say community. I mean, it's just happy to be a part of it. So thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah,
so, yeah, Sensei, that was amazing. What do you think?
it was indeed. I think
Man.
what makes Cool Times very different to other content creators is that he's very supportive of upcoming people. Usually, you see that people who got some kind of success then start to think differently, and they are not so receptive at giving other people opportunities. But you see, Cool Times, very very nice dude, always looking to help other people out, and being very inclusive, right? He wants everyone to grow. So I think like that's a huge positive for him.
Man, this guy is part of our community. He's not a content creator. He's not an influencer. He's a Saiyan. He's a pure Saiyan.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's why, like, he's one of us, just as everyone here. So that's why he always want to help people, because he's just like one of us. There's something here. There's a question here from Dogwiz that I wanted to take before we wrap up with the weekly recap. What would be the 5 things you would want a new person on Say to know before they join Say? So that's actually a great question, and I wanted to answer this. I don't know if I have 5 things, but at least I think that I would have 3. I think that the first thing that I would like people to know is basically, first, the power of Say, parallelization. I think that parallelization is like parallelizing the EVM. It's the first thing that I would love people to know, because that's the core of Say. That's basically why we're here for, right? We're basically parallelizing the EVM. We have NFTs, we have DeFi, we have everything, but our mission is to parallelize the EVM. So I don't want people to forget about that. And then, of course, I think that the SEI community itself, NFTs and everything, like science, I think that science in general is the second thing, because I think that the community is one of the key pillars, in my opinion. Like, and it's not because I'm part of the community team, but community it's everything, right? Because like you need a community if you want to create something, because you need people to support what you're doing. And so community would be there as well. And I think the third one, like I'm not sure if I have anything at the top of my head right now, but I think that it would be DeFi probably. We have many great DeFi protocols. We have DragonSwap, we have SiloStake, we have Kryptonite Finance, and there are many more. But I think that DeFi it's also a huge part of every ecosystem right now. It's where you move your tokens around, it's where you stake and everything. So I think that would be my top three. I think that people should know about parallelizing the EVM, the people should know about science and the SEI community, and the people should know about DeFi. So I think that would be, do you agree with that, Sensei? Yeah, exactly. You broke it down here in the chat. Douglas, you're right.
Yeah, 100%. I think you shouldn't. I think one thing to kind of also note is you break things down very into small bits. Like you don't want to have like an overdose of SEI. So I think it's important to first highlight like why SEI is here in the first place, right? Like what are we actually building here? Making that value proposition and sharing that across is the first thing, and then obviously then you probably branch out to the use cases. Like with all that SEI is building, like what does it enable? Like what are the new use cases you can have in Web3 that very rarely have been explored till now? And then you kind of like bring in DeFi, like how DeFi is a game changer on SEI, how NFTs and other like derivatives around NFTs can be leveraged using SEI. I think like that's how you get people curious and interested, and especially you can apply this to devs as well, because a lot of times, like I've spoken to devs, they have these really cool and funky ideas, but they for some reason like you can't really build them on blockchain, right? Because blockchains are clunky, they're slow, they're not like very user friendly. So we have kind of addressed like one of the core missing pieces of the puzzle, which is like, hey, you can have a chain that does exactly what you need, that's fast and cheap. So now you have time to focus more on like building a better UX for your app. So definitely like these are good ways to kind of introduce SEI to whoever you're speaking to.
For sure, you're right in that. So what do you think? We have 6 minutes left. What do you think if we jump right away to the weekly recap, Sensei?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let me pull up the slides. It's quite brief, but it's action packed. So
yeah, that's true. So first, we've had Jay that crashed his EVM parallelization keynote yesterday. That was actually quite an intense 20 minutes, right, Sensei? Like a lot of information in just like 20 minutes.
I think a lot of people, especially were caught off at surprise with the hot takes. You could see, I was watching like prior to Jay's presentation, most of the talks are very sober. No one's like taking digs at anyone. So it was nice to see like Jay actually like giving raw feedback on like what certain things are not a good idea, or like how certain things are being rebranded. So, for example, Validiums are kind of being rebranded as L2s, but they aren't really L2s, right? So, I think like having those hot takes was definitely making his presentation quite unique. And it was really nice to have that watch party last night. So very nice to hang out with a bunch of you guys. I know some of you are also present in this call, so love to see everyone coming together for that.
Yeah, for sure, and thank you for hosting that, Sensei. I haven't had the chance to join, but I saw the presentation on Twitch. So yeah, it was great. Moving on, we have a Save It to DevNet that has been live for 14 days straight without any noted issues. Whoa, that's just great, because I think that the whole mission, the whole objective of launching a DevNet is to battle test the chain and to encounter any possible issues we could have. So we have the smoothest launch possible for mainnet. So that's actually really, really good to see. We have EA Labs launched its first product called Fastmind app. I saw this morning, actually, because they launched it. I think that it was 1-2 days ago. For those who don't know, Fastmind is it's an app, a phone app that helps you to basically kind of like organize your life in some sort of way, because it helps you to achieve any goals you want in your personal life. For example, I don't know, reading a book, being more consistent on, I don't know, whatever you want to do, or that kind of stuff, powered by the AI technology. Then we have MRKT, which is the NFT marketplace from Science. They launched its beta V1 version. Did you see that, Sensei? The beta V1 for MRKT?
I did, but haven't had the chance to play around with it. I have a lot of stuff to catch up over the weekend. So yeah, we'll be testing these things out over the weekend. But yeah, mostly I've been playing around with DevNet dApps, and it's mind-blowing how fast they've been.
Bro, it's pronounced market. I've been calling themselves like MRKT the whole time.
Yeah,
just realized I was wrong.
It's one of those things, like different people have different pronunciations. But yeah, I kind of like. I'm also curious to try out the Fastmind app. Like, I think it's great for setting up goals to make sure you're focused on certain things. And I was just about to write this on the chat. I'm pretty sure Jay is using this so that he can put all his concentration to like ship V2.
Bro, he's a machine. He doesn't need an app for keep shipping. He's just like in his blood, you know, like.
Yeah, some people are built different.
Yeah, that's true. So then we have the parallel branch waitlist that went 10x oversubscribed. I saw this from Justin, the head of BD for Say, and I just DM'd him to see if this was true, and it was actually true. So I think that ETHDember is going really, really well for the Say team. I'm excited to see what they're gonna bring to us for the next week. Then we have Kryptonite, and they will introduce a new stake model for Sailor that will be eligible for future airdrops from their partners. So yeah, that also, I saw this morning as well. For those who don't know, Kryptonite is our one of the liquid staking platforms native on Say, and they're on B2 as well, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, go try that out if you haven't. Then I think that we have another. Yeah, this one. You can cover this one, Sensei, if you want.
Yeah, this is more about things that been happening around the community side, and at the same time, like touching more on ecosystem projects. So we covered this yesterday very briefly, but Philip did a very good job at summarizing Sei in 5 minutes with the BitGet podcast. So if you want to learn like how do you introduce Sei to your friends and like get them excited about what we are building, you can definitely take some tips from there. It's runs slightly over 5 minutes, but it's still worth it. Then we had Palette, which is the primary NFT marketplace on Sei. They started like rewarding their top traders. So they send out the first batch of rewards to the top 500, and it kind of nudges people to stay active with their NFT collections and keep an eye on the movements there. And coming up next, you have Answap. They partner with Silo, so it's kind of like giving more utilities to the liquid staking tokens, and you'll soon be able to use them on their DApp. Again, a fairly new one, you have Algebra. Algebra is an infra provider for DEXs. It enables DEXs to do more sophisticated things. So they've announced that they'll be compatible with Sei. So all those building DEXs on Sei will be able to leverage new utilities provided by Algebra. Then you have Bulls on Sei. They release their mint calendar on the dashboard. So if that is something you want to keep track of all the mints that are happening on Sei, you can check that out. And huge shout out to Cappies. They've surpassed 1 million Sei in trading volume on Palette. So it feels like yesterday that Cappies had their mint, and they're on a
Bro,
tear.
that's true.
So, exactly. We had Cappies a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. I think 2 weeks ago, probably.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they're crushing it.
They have been crushing it. That's so true. So that was not all that happened during this week, but like we can't cover all that happened during the week in just one recap. We would need like multiple recaps to cover what happened in the whole ecosystem. But so I think that we're running a bit out of time here.
Yeah,
but
we are up on time. So I think starting now we are having a Spaces on X. So if you still have time to stick around, join us.
We have
on
the ecosystem
Twitter.
space. That's
we
true.
have Twitter Spaces there. It's one of the exciting ones because we are again presenting new projects, talking with them, and getting to know them a bit better. So if you're still around, hop onto the Twitter Spaces. Most of us will be there, so we can continue vibing there.
Yeah, that's so true. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to thank you all for being here again. Thank you, Brainy, of course. Thank you, Dogwiz. We're gonna talk later today. Thank you, who else? Marima. Thank you, Gyro. Thank you, One Loser. Thank you, Bensei. Thank you, Cartans. Thank you, Kavos. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Neodala. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, all of you. This was an amazing vibe call. See you next week.